Hey guys! So, we got a stream and a half to look at. They're still streaming right now, apparently. So, I'm sniping it. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. I'm just gonna get into the, these are basically two vegans, I guess, and I can kind of tell by the way they talk. And their voices, too. So, sorry about that.
Ethical reasons. There's a lot of people why doctors hate it, and so therefore
to Dan.
So I'm just gonna skip back. I want you to hear this. You're gonna see why I'm talking about this in a second. Take a listen to this.
Perspective and a lot of the medical community's perspective, which we'll get into.
These guys hate carnivore. You can tell this other guy's vegan for sure.
But Dan, can you give kind of a little bit of your background and why this topic is so appropriate for?
That's so funny because I am this.
It's so funny because I'm the best and they're all stupid and they don't know what they're missing. Being vegan is the best. A carnivore is for the stupid idiots who apparently know nothing about nutrition, even though the vegan diet has no bioavailable proteins.
Stereotyped a resident vegan, and so therefore I'm going to be the most opinionated and outraged.
I'm the most opinionated and most outraged carnivore, I would assume, because I believe in bioavailable nutrition and not pseudoscience. So there's that. Yeah.
I guess I think is this the reasoning why Dr. Ben has chosen me for this topic today. But no, I started going vegan in 20.
He's not actually vegan, but he may as well be. He talks like one, so. Started going vegan. You can't even stay vegan, clearly. You can't stay vegan. It's so clear to me. You hate it. You know you want meat, you know you want cheese, and you know you want eggs, and I'm carnivore, okay? I never have, okay. I've heard this thing with vegans. I've never had this with carnivore, okay? I've heard this with vegans where they will be vegan for so long and then they just go crazy one day on meat and it's like they don't even know what happened. It's like they sleepwalked, woke up, and they've just scarfed down an entire chicken. And they don't even know how or when it all, it just hits. On carnivore, when you do want to eat a plant, you're more conscious. You're like, do I want this? Do I not want this? And carnivores can mostly, if it's not about emotional issues at this point, carnivores can at least hold it back. They're calm as they do it. They're not doing it seemingly out of I've never had that before. Vegans get that all the time. One day something just hits them and they're just going like a zombie to the frickin' store, buying themselves some, maybe some pre-cooked meat, or going to a restaurant, getting themselves a frickin' hamburger, big hamburger with cheese and pickles and actual mayo with eggs in it, and then they're just scarfing it down.
2020, so it's been about 4 years now, and
So he's been trying to go vegan since 2020 and can't do it.
It's like a.
But veganism is so much healthier, you guys.
It's a commitment that I've tried to make. I'm not perfect about that. I'm very open about that. I've definitely eaten animal products since then, but it is just a.
Well, there you go. My point exactly. You can't do it. It's not sustainable. You talk about us carnivores not being able to stay carnivore, or the keto people. I'm on the keto end of carbs. I should reiterate. So you're gonna say that our diet isn't sustainable? Please.
a sort of like how I tend to gear myself, right? As I am vegan for ethical reasons. There's a lot of people.
You're not even vegan if you can't stick to it, you idiot.
A lot of reasons why people go vegan or attempt to go vegan. Some people see it as a dietary fad. Some people just need more.
It's not a dietary fad to be carnivore, just so you're aware of that, people. It's a dietary fad to go vegan. I'm so sick and tired of people calling carnivore a fad, but vegan? No, vegan's perfectly fine.
Or plant-based stuff in their life because they got high cholesterol or just whatever. But
And I'm so sick and tired of that too. Ugh. Do you know the side effects of cholesterol medications? If not, search them. You're better off with the high cholesterol.
But I do it specifically for philosophical reasons. And
Philosophical, or just 2 seconds ago you said health reasons. Health and ethical reasons. You said ethical reasons. Philosophical. They don't sound like they're related.
I feel like the people who do the meat-based diets, like specifically just want to own.
No, we do it because we learn about bioavailable nutrition, you buffoon.
Vegans. I think it's like purely motivated by spite most of the time.
No, I've been doing it 5 years, biatch. And I have been only getting better. You, on the other hand, I can tell you don't eat meat very much. And you don't sound like you're doing too good because you are very, very slow, and I'm tempted to just speed you up.
Time because the health benefits have
And you're slurring like you took way too much of an edible bar last night.
best are not great. I don't know.
Health benefits? What do you mean the health benefits aren't great? What do you mean benefits? How can benefits not be great? If it's benefiting you? What?
But there's no. I mean, I'm sure there's some.
You can't even talk straight, buddy. Telling me your diet's better. Frig you.
Something to it, and maybe you could talk about that. But everything I see is just pretty negative.
5 years. Yeah, my heart arrhythmia has gotten better. Yeah, that's totally so bad for me. I'm so angry that my heart arrhythmia is better. I'm so angry that my bowel flares are less and less and less. I'm so angry that I don't have the paralyzing drops in energy that I used to. I'm so mad that I don't have the same energy. In fact, I got better energy since walking around. I'm so mad that I don't huff and puff everywhere I go. I'm so mad that I have the ability to do my chores around the place and not feel so overwhelmed. I'm so mad that I'm not situationally depressed by every single thing that goes on around me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's apparently, those are apparently all negatives. Cool.
So.
Yeah, we're gonna get into.
You've never even tried it. You have no freaking right to talk about it. Shut up.
Some of their rhetoric on what they tell people to get into the carnivore diet, and there is definitely a cult following of them.
And you don't think vegan's the same thing, you infidel?
Yes, and it's the same cult following that gets into like the primal lifestyle.
And you don't think veganism does the same thing? They try to compare us to monkeys. Well, that's what you're going to become because you'll have the brain of one fairly soon.
Which is a whole big thing of people wanting to
lesser apes
live like their ancestors. Which
vegan? Yeah, we'll call them vegans because they're going to be gibbons pretty soon. That's all they're going to be doing, swinging through the trees, going doing that. No, you're not. You're going to be called vegans or vibbins. So you're a human gibbon because you're vegan now. Yeah, vibbins.
Which isn't even what we understand about our ancestors. Isn't even really accurate.
Yes, it is. If you're not looking in the right areas, you absolute piece of trash, huge imbecile. I can't even...
Because we know that, like, hunting took a lot of energy and a lot of effort and
Yeah, that's why we ate meat. Biatch.
a lot of resources. And people primarily
What?
get energy and
Hold
a
on.
lot of effort and a lot of resources.
I thought you said something about modern there for a second.
And people primarily gathered. Like, so it's not a hunter-gatherer.
Are you... you're not even from Earth, okay? I'm just going to say that right now. I know you're not from Earth. What space station are you at? Because I hope you get stuck there. I hope you got enough rations to last you the rest of your life.
Society, it was more of a gathering.
Have fun up there floating around in thin air because I don't know if NASA's going to want to bring you home after all of this stuff you've been saying.
With some hunting. And
oh, they'll keep you alive. They'll keep you fed. They'll keep you whatever. They'll bring you the food if they have to, I suppose. But you're going to be stuck up there for the rest of your life. You're not from Earth. You don't belong here on Earth. Sorry. You belong on a whole other planet because on Earth humans eat meat. Sorry.
like people don't really understand.
And only meat. Maybe you don't have all of this. Maybe you have a cecum. Maybe you have maybe you don't have a gallbladder. Maybe you don't produce enzymes and acids like we do. Maybe you, but that means you're not a human then. You're not an earthling human anyways. Yeah, you don't belong here on Earth then, because on Earth, humans eat meat. So I don't know what planet you're from, but either go back to your planet or stay on that space station, and hope you got enough rations there to keep you. Because, yeah, this is not what Earth humans talk about.
Stand that piece
You're humanoid.
of it, and so you can imagine this fiction of what life was like back then, but
Earth humans have the skulls and the bones to prove it, and the teeth. All right? But because you're not from here, you don't know that.
it's really inaccurate for what we know, and there's still more to
You're not even an earthling, so what does it matter?
learn about
You can't get us to eat like you.
it. But the fact that being a meat eater makes you stronger and more tough.
You don't even sound like you're a very old dude. Old as in, you sound like you're 13. You don't even, like your voice sounds like you're 13, 14, 15 maybe. You don't sound like you're in your 20s and 30s. You're not from here, clearly. Clearly, you're not from here.
Tough. We'll get into why that's not really the case and makes people kind of ridiculous, and it's kind of cringe.
It makes you that way. It doesn't make us that way because we're from Earth. I don't know about you guys, but we're from Earth, and that's what we thrived on. And I fell for whatever planet your diet comes from. I fell for that because, that's what the other people from those planets told me to do. So yeah, I fell for that, and I'm an Earthling. I was born here on Earth, as far as I know. So yeah, I'm an Earthling. I'm a human Earthling. I don't know what your humanoid forms are, but we're from Earth. My family and I, we're all from Earth, as far as I know, and so we eat meat almost exclusively. That's what we're supposed to do. Because your diet got me sick. I don't know what planet you're from, but on Earth, that makes humans sick, eating your diet.
No, in a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely historical revisionism within these communities, and also
yeah, because they're all Earthlings.
it's
And that's how they discovered it. They realized they're actually Earthlings and they have to eat meat. Because that's how Earthlings live.
Extremely ideologically motivated, which is very interesting. You don't see that with these.
Well, to you guys, that's what it seems. But you guys aren't from Earth, right? So
These kinds of things. Obviously, as a vegan, I'm an ethical vegan, right? So
you're not even a vegan. So are you a half Earthling? Earthling. Are you a half Earthling? If so, you probably should be eating meat in your daily life. Sorry, just saying. You can't even stick to it. So are you half Earthling then?
Yeah, my situation is also ideologically motivated, but like again,
Well, there you go. You don't have anything to negate that.
I get the sense
I see. So are you an Earthling or not?
theirs is just purely out of spite. There is this idea.
No, because we're Earthlings, and Earthlings eat meat. That's how we always did it. You have to look at the actual bone structure and the carbon-15 isotopes, or nitrogen, or whatever it's called. I don't remember the words, but there's 15 and then isotopes in it. So, yeah, you look into that, okay? Because, yeah, that's what the Earthling humans ate. Maybe your human species didn't, but you're not from Earth.
Yeah, that the Western society
Obviously.
and that manhood has somehow been in decline, and this is sort of a return to form in some ways, that by somehow mimicking our ancestors that we'll be able to retain some sense of masculinity.
How come every carnivore story I've ever heard, they're like, oh my gosh, I haven't been to the doctor in such and such amount of time. I haven't needed to go to the hospital. I'm off all my medications. I'm out of my wheelchair. I don't have my epilepsy anymore. Stuff like that. I hear all of these stories about these carnivores, but okay, no, we got to follow whatever diet this is. I don't know what planet it's from, but it's not from Earth. Mars, perhaps? Because I know you can grow, you can probably grow potatoes. Maybe you guys are from the moon. Go back up to the moon then.
Or
and live on your moon potatoes.
Just sense
and whatever else you grow up there. Because, yeah, we're from Earth, so, yeah.
of control that a lot of men today just feel like they don't have. And that's, I would argue, broadly due to capitalism. They would say...
Let me go back, because my stupid phone, for one thing.
Just feel like they don't have. And that's just sense of control that a lot of men today just feel like they don't have. And that's, I would argue, broadly due to capitalism.
Are you for freaking real? You absolute imbecile. You should be lucky you live in a capitalist society. You disgusting piece of trash. You should be so lucky. You realize if you said something like that in a socialist country, you would be grabbed by the wrists and thrown in a prison cell for the rest of your life, potentially? Do you realize that? Go to frickin' Cuba if you really want to keep living on Earth.
They would say it's because of the libs. So it's kind of just a different...
Are you really bringing politics into this? Are you really bringing politics into this? Why? Because you have no other comebacks. That's why. So you're either an Earthling or you're not. If you're an Earthling, go to Cuba where you belong, biatch, because we don't want you.
Different. I mean, I would also say in part it's because of liberal people. But the point is, right? Point is,
why do they always bring... Notice how carnivores never bring politics into it? They never bring politics into it. The only time they ever bring politics into it is when we hear them go, we tell your local politicians about carnivore. Let them know so that they can help you in changing the world and blah, 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 blah. They can help you in the mission to change the world. That's the only time I ever hear about carnivores talking about politics. Notice how the vegans are always talking, oh, it's because of capitalism and the liberals. For you, biatch.
It's like a kind of...
See, you can't even make an intelligible argument.
Really, it's the same kind of folks who are like, okay, I need to go to this like alpha male camp, so I...
Oh my god.
Can like be better and listen to these life coaches and do all this stuff. Like it's the same audience, same target demographic.
No, it's not. I don't even... on TikTok. Okay? I watch this stuff and laugh at it. I'm not a part of that movement. Are you out of your mind? I watch all that crazy stuff and laugh at it. Like, this guy can't be for real type of... Like, is he really crying about being a beta male? Or is she really crying about how guys are the worst? Is he really crying about how we live in a capitalist society and how it's so bad? I laugh at these people. And you're going to sit here and tell me that I'm a part of them? You absolute disgusting, repulsive form of earthbound. Go back to the moon or wherever the heck you came from, because we Earthlings do not want you. You see where this is going, you guys? Let's see if that guy agrees with
that
it.
I find that are interested in these
I don't see it, right? So I want to see if he agrees with that or not.
sort of meat-only diets. So yeah, it's an
You sound like a little wimp yourself, by the way.
interesting phenomenon for
At least I have a reason.
sure.
Yeah, and a lot of it too is the perception that it's easier. Like it's an
It is easier. It is easier.
easier way to get healthy in their perspective, or
It is easier, idiot. Look into the Salisbury steak. You twat.
easier way to lose weight, the easier way to do all these things when it really isn't. For
Why are you guys here on Earth? Why? Are you guys actually here on Earth, or are you talking from the NASA space station? If so, then stay up there. We don't want you to come back. Stay up there and eat your rations and be happy.
one.
Right.
And I get that it's easier for people in America, especially, to rely on a high red meat and high saturated fat diet.
Which is what we need and what we've been eating for the past 250 years, 250 plus thousand years, I meant. You imbecile. You absolute buffoon of a human being.
It's an easy thing to go to. Like, I'm just going to eat
How can you possibly sit there and say that when so many people complain it's too expensive? Although I am kind of tired of that too.
4 burger patties for lunch and call that good. Like,
Yep. It's perfect. It's beautiful. I had some hamburger today, and I'm proud of it, and I won't ever regret it. 5 years doing this crap, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Right.
I mean, I'm personally not into that, but for some people, that's easier than adopting like a higher plant intake.
Because it can kill you. If you take in too much salad in one go, guess what will happen? You will wind up in the mother frickin' hospital. Unless you aren't from Earth. If you can handle all of that, great. Then go to your planet where you grow all your plants and eat those, or stay on the NASA space station, keep eating your little rations of food, and just shut the freak up and leave us Earthlings alone.
Because people already have a notoriously low plant intake.
No, they do not. Do you know what chips are? Do you know what pizza is? Do you know what a sandwich is? Peanut butter in particular? Do you know what a sandwich is? Do you know what a fast food meat burger is? Do you know what that McDonald's burger is? Because God only knows that's not all meat. Even the meat part of it is not all meat. Do you know what these burgers are? Do you know what a sub is? Do you know what a typical sub is? Because a lot of them have plants on it. A lot of them. Do you know what donuts are? Do you know what bread is? This is all plants. All of it. Whether it's processed or not, it's a whole other thing. But it's all plants. In case you didn't know, do you not know what a plant is? Wow, you definitely aren't from Earth then.
Yeah.
You don't know what an actual plant on Earth is. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to come and learn the Earth plants.
But a lot of what
In
we
the
even
US.
have seen, yeah, in the U.S. But a lot of
No, idiot. You don't know about Earth though, so I guess I'll let it slide.
what we've seen in the medical community has changed in terms of their dietary recommendations, and we'll get into the AHA and the ACC's dietary recommendations.
But you're not from Earth, so you can't compare. You can't. None of those people are either. Because somehow, they can live on those diets and be perfectly fine, living up to 100 with no problems. But the Earthlings are dying very quickly, even eating those heavy plant diets. If the Earthlings were eating their normal diet, the diet they should have been eating, like the carnivore diet, then they would probably be living a bit longer. If not, as long as their trajectory was before.
That have come about more recently, and kind of why they.
Or maybe they will live the same amount of time. We don't know. Nobody knows when they're gonna die either, but still.
Contradict what's.
You can't even think straight. So, I don't know. Maybe you're not. Maybe you are an Earthling, but are choosing to live like those aliens. I don't know, but just stay up on the space station then and eat your rations and shut up.
What we're seeing in the carnivore community. But I think enough rambling on all that. I think maybe, I don't know if because.
How old are you, by the way? Because you have no brain, to think through anything.
We have a clip from Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson, but we all know that both of them ramble a lot.
Yeah,
and
they definitely do.
I wonder if we get into the article first, because then that will kind of set the stage for what.
All right, that's as far as I'm gonna go. I've already kind of, guys, I mean it when I say I do not think these people are from Earth, because I feel like if they were, they would put some respect on humans from Earth, but they don't. So, they shout all these stupid things because they're taught by aliens. They don't know. I think I'm going to agree with my dad's brother on this, that aliens walk among us, and this is the only way we know. This is the only way we know. All of these people, these are the aliens, people. The ones who talk like that, the ones who say, "Oh, but it's all because of the left leaner, the right leaners, or it's all because of the liberals, or it's all because of the feminism, toxic masculinity, blah, 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 blah." Anyone who says all that stuff, guys, those are the aliens, alrighty? Those are the aliens. Alrighty? Those are the aliens, and they have a serum that they inject into us while we're sleeping. And, yeah. I'm seriously convinced that these aliens convert us by injecting us while we're sleeping. And if we're not careful, they came after me. So, it's only a matter of time. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Later!